with a due sense of dread and revulsion. Jason Plato, Matt Neal, and Gordon Shedden. Those chairs far enough apart? Probably not. Oh, God. Stick Gordon in the middle. Flash? Oh, come on, you half-wits. Oh, well done. Oh, go on the end, Matt. Yeah, don't. We'll put Flash in between you and Jason. That's my chair.
Let me at him.
Don't. No.
Come on,
sit
big lad.
at the end. Flash, go in the. Go in the. Oh dear. Oh dear.
Surrounded.
Welcome, chaps. Happy New Year.
Ding, ding. Round one.
It's going all right so far. Lots of touring car fans at the show. It's still Britain's biggest, brashest, boldest, and most bonkers championship. People love it, don't they?
Do they?
Do people love the British Touring Car Championship? Of course they do. Matt, you were champion for the third time last year. Fantastic season. Discuss.
You're as Jason said before, you're as good as the car you're in, and we were lucky we were in a great car. We had the regs with us, with the turbo engines. It's going to be probably a different story this year. He's upgrading to a new turbo engine as well, so it's going to be an interesting year ahead.
I don't think he knows if he is.
Am I?
Am I? Team Dynamics, a family-run team. You've been with them for a long, long time, and it all really gelled last year, didn't it?
I mean, we've had a great car under us for the last couple of years. It was just the regulations suited what we were running, and I think we had a good combination. Me and Flash worked well together, and all the balls fell into the right holes, and it ran really well. We had a good year. We didn't go all our way, like at Alden Park and a few other things, but the regs suited what we were doing.
What happened at Alton Park?
Jason won.
Why did Jason win?
Because he was first over the line.
Oh, very good. Yeah, you took Flash off, didn't you? Did you? Yeah.
You told me you weren't going to bring that up.
He's forgiven you. He's forgiven you. JP, another epic season in BTCC. The title eluded you, but you won the most races. So that gives you a crumb of comfort.
You know, if I'm honest, there was an awful lot of enjoyment last year in spells. You know, the racing was still very good. I enjoyed myself. You know, every time you get a chance to be just at the sharp end in BTCC, it's what we all want to do. It's what gets us up in the morning. So yeah, it was great to win 8 races, and we were well and truly beaten. I think is the fact. You know, the facts of it, but. Sometimes things go in your favour and sometimes they don't. And you know, if you look back in hindsight, then you can paint a very different picture than in the moment. And had we not had a couple of shunts or tyres failing and things like that, or punctures rather, not failing, then it could have been a very different story in hindsight. But you know, the balls, like Matt said, they were rolling in his pocket. They just weren't rolling in ours, primarily because we got the regulations wrong, I think.
Lots of ifs in motor racing, aren't there? But fundamentally, in BTCC terms, you won't please everybody all of the time. But do you think Alan Gow and Toka are on the right track?
Yeah, I do actually. I do, and I think last year it was a thankless task which Toka had. They had a very difficult job to do, and somewhere along the line, not everybody's going to be happy. And it was Matt and Gordon got the right kit at the right time, and it worked out really well for them. And you know, we didn't go turbo because we didn't think we needed to do, and we promised we didn't need to because there'll be engine parity, and that just simply wasn't the case. But I don't think it wasn't for the want of trying. You know, I think Toka tried hard to make it work, and of course it just didn't. These guys are clever. They didn't reveal they didn't set their standout for all to see at the beginning of the year. And actually, it was very difficult for the organisers to understand just how much performance they had in their back pocket, which was considerable. And had I been in their shoes, I would have done exactly the same thing. So, you know, Team Honda did a fantastic job last year and beat everybody, as well as the organisers.
Gordon, what sort of positives do you take out of 2011? You were in with a shout for the championship right till the end. Is that a good year for you?
Yeah, I think so. You know, I mean, in 2010, I went to the last event of the season with a chance of winning the championship, albeit, a long shot. But last year was the first time really that I genuinely went with a chance of picking up the big prize. And obviously it wasn't to be in 2011, but I'm on the upward trend. I've been third, I've been second, so obviously the big
Pressure's
prize
on then,
eludes
isn't
me.
it? Pressure's on for you to win it now.
Yeah, but I think touring cars, it's to look at it from the outside, it's not an easy championship to come into. And you get a lot of drivers come from the support classes and different series, and they can put a race together, they can put a lap together, but it is a totally different thing to try and actually put a championship together. And it is not by coincidence that everybody who has won the championship, Matt, Jason, Colin Turkington before, they've all done Giovanardi a hell of a lot of racing. They've raced years and years and years in touring cars, and experience does count. And I know now that I've done enough that I've kind of earned my kind of spurs, and I now know exactly what it takes to win a championship. And it's it's not easy, but I gave myself a good shot last year. Didn't quite work, and I'll give it even more this year.
Do you think the 30 race format and the reversed grids and the point system, are they in place to ensure that we get these 3, 4, 5 driver shootouts at the end?
Look, touring cars is entertainment. There's, make no bones about it. And, TOCA will always ensure that, it goes to the last event with as many drivers as possible and with a chance of winning it. We had 4 in 2010, 5 in 2011, and no doubt Alan Gow will want 6 or 7 drivers in with a shout of winning it this year. So he will always make it difficult. He wants it to be a show, which is what touring cars is. It's what makes it exciting. But, obviously, you've got to have the right people in with a chance of winning come the end of the year.
Plato and Neal eyeing up the DTM card. You fancy a bit of that?
We weren't. We just organised the next time we're going to have a cuddle.
All right. You can have one here if you want.
I mean, they're great, aren't they?
That's mega, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not really.
It's my colour as well.
It's not really
silver.
a touring car, that
I like
is it?
silver.
I didn't actually. I was at Essen in December, and I saw one of 2011 cars, which is a lot more aero than this. I didn't realise the level they got to with all the diffuser. They got Paul di Resta's Force India sat next to the Audi out there, and the Formula One car looked positively ordinary compared to the 11 car. But they've downscaled a lot of the aero now, which is almost a bit sad to see, but it means that they can race a bit harder, hopefully.
You boys have raced those big, hairy rear-wheel drive Aussie V8s. They're not sophisticated, but a hell of a lot of fun.
For me, it's the most exciting saloon car I've ever driven, and a real difficult, and Matt will back me up on this, it's a very difficult car to drive. Even though you do 100 laps in it, let's say in one day, lap 99, you're still really not sure how to get the best out of it. And I remember the first time I drove one, myself and Evan Muller went down to Phillip Island, which is an amazing circuit. On its own, it's a great track. And it was our first, and this was in 2000, I think, our first time in a V8 car. And Mark Scaife went out to set the car up to make sure the balance was kind of okay. Evan jumped in. I'm feeling a bit punchy. What's he going to do? He did 10 laps, came in, was typical Evan, very confident, a little bit kind of cocky, and he was 7 seconds off the pace.
7?
7 seconds off the pace. And he just said, it's impossible. He said, 7 seconds? It's not possible. And then obviously I got in and thought, Jesus Christ, I've got to try and sort this out. And I came in not really 100% happy with what I'd done, and I was 7 seconds off the pace. So, yeah, we had to go to the toilet and have long, hard looks at ourselves in the mirror. And it took all day to get down to within 3 or 4 tenths.
You don't need to go to the toilet to do that, do you?
Well, no, obviously no one's around. It was a girls' toilets we went into.
Of course it was.
No one around. But, yeah, very difficult cars, great fun, very rewarding to drive. And, they sound good, and they spit flames out and all those sorts of things. And they're wicked,
and for a
aren't they?
national championship, it is ferociously competitive down there. The strength and depth they've got with the drivers, the teams, and everything. Just on Jason's thing, I was down there with Fabrizio one year, and he was 4 seconds off the pace when he got to Phillip Island. And this is on if he'd had a load of laps, and he wasn't happy about it. And I said, "Don't worry, mate. Wait till you get to Bathurst. You'll be 8 seconds off the pace." And he was.
It's honestly. I think I could drive a touring car round my touring car a second off the pace with one eye closed, and it would be relatively easy work, wouldn't it? But I tell you what, I was sweating to be 4 seconds off the pace.
Yeah. We'll come back to the BTCC in a minute, but Bathurst, that's a sort of computer game on having snorted something nasty, isn't it? That. Whoever designed that.
It's the best bit of road in the world. It's as a you know, I'm very lucky to have done it, and I'm sure Matt will say the same thing. It's just a brilliant event.
Have you done
it's an
Bathurst
amazing
Flash?
thing.
You're not.
No, and it's something that I'd love to do. You know, I think it's probably, you know, I would rather do Aussie V8s probably than World Touring Cars, because it would be such a different challenge. And you know, everyone says Bathurst is just. I remember Matt saying he went down there and he was in 6th gear doing 160 miles an hour in the wet, and it was spinning the rear wheels going down Conrod Straight. And he said it's the only time really that he's been scared in a touring car. I think it's quite a mega bit of kit.
I'll echo that. That's the only time I've actually pressed the radio button to say, look, I've had enough. And I did in the wet at Bathurst. And literally it was after there was a big shunt safety car. And over there, they don't do what they do here, where the leader kind of finds the front. It's just the safety car comes out, and wherever you are, you stay. And of course, you know, we've done the laps. Everyone's bunched up together. By the time you get to the top of the hill, no one's really done any overtaking. And then we get over the top through Conrod, and then onto Conrod Straight. And I can remember going 4th, 5th, and I can't see the bonnet. 6th. And then there's 2 crests down the straight, and the second crest you're doing 170 maybe in the wet, and it spins the wheels and it shakes its bum, and you can't see where you're going. And I went for the button and said, I've had enough. They went, it's all right, mate, just give it a few more laps, you'll be fine. And of course it did, because the spray cleared. But yeah, the only time I've actually been really quite scared in the car.
The other thing down there is the fans. Well, my first time I ever went down there was '97. And there's one road up the top of the mountain, and there was no police. There used to be a police station up there, and but they burnt it down the year before. And there was a guy, Paul Morris, took me up there, and in the car, and he said, "Look, just whatever you do, just keep your mouth shut, because if they know you're a POM, they're going to kick off." So, it's a lot better these days. There's actually police back up there, because they used to have. The local chapter of Hell's Angels policing the top of the mountain, and so you'd get all the security guys and guys in the fluorescent jackets at the bottom of the mountain. At the top, you get the guys with the bald heads, the long beards, and all their biker colours. But now there's police back up there these days.
Yeah, they used to arrive there 2 weeks before the race and bury all their beer in the ground, because they had a beer ban, so they'd bury it. And then you'd go up there, or you'd drive across the top of the track, and you'd see a 3-piece sofa in a tree. And that was their own grandstand that they'd made, and all their tillies were up there. I mean, it's feral, I think is the expression,
make it,
isn't it?
And if you go up there in a Falcon and you chance upon some Commodore fans, you've had it, haven't you?
Well, I had a beer can. I was in a Holden, and the car broke down in practice. And I got on the radio, I said, something's gone wrong, I've got a fuel pressure alarm, car stopped. And they said, don't get out of the car. Where are you? I said, I'm at McPhillamy. They said, don't get out of the car, stay in there. The next thing, a beer can hits the car, but a full one. So that's bad, isn't it? They're throwing full cans of beer, and the Australians like the beer. Empties, fair dues, but a full one, no.
I went in the mid-90s, and it was massive box ticked. Got to go. Let's come back to BTCC 2012. Much of the same. I guess you guys are going to hit the ground running as champions, and... But you've got the chasing pack nipping at your heels, haven't you?
Well, we don't know that we are. We've got a new car. The Honda have brought out a new Civic, which we're building at the moment, and we're building it into new regs, the new NGTC next generation regs. So it's it is quite a new thing for us. If the car goes half as well as it looks, and we've both been down the workshops, and seen it, it should be fantastic. But you never know with a new car. You just hope they're going to do a great job and. As you say, hit the ground running. But we don't know what Jason's up to. But he'll be in there, and I think he'll be running similar regs to us next year. So hopefully it'll be in the mix again.
In 2013, everyone gets next generation. We should perhaps stop calling it next generation, because it's already here, isn't it? But we're going to have kind of almost sort of spec cars with different bodies on. It's going to be good. If everyone's got the same underneath, but they all look different. It'll be close racing.
Well, we've got the same. We have to run the same roll cages, and we have to run the same suspension, so bolt-in suspension parts. But the shells will be different, because that's what you build into it. And there's certain bits we can do differently, but it's just trying to even it all out and make us. It's Gow trying to do it so we can fix it even more, isn't it? So
and also so Gow can make a bit
Matt's
of cash.
obviously checked that Alan's not here today.
Yeah.
Gordon, timeline on testing new car, getting out there.
To be fair, I think it's probably about a month away. To be fair, I was down at the race shop on Wednesday, and the car's making good progress, but it is still a long way away. And I know that we started that car back in probably October, so everybody else that's building new generation cars, they're going to be later than us. So I think it will be lastminute.com. I think you'll find quite a few cars will rock up at the first round, having not done many miles, and it will be a bit of a lottery in the early rounds, but. Again, that's probably exactly what Alan wants. He doesn't want anybody getting a march on anybody else.
Sorry, go on.
One of the good things for us is the engine and transmission and all that side of it is what we ran in 2011 in the S2000 car. So that's all. It's a known commodity. We've done it. It's proven. So at least that is all goes in, and it's. So we've only got the chassis and everything to worry about. That's why we did it in 2 stages, upgrading to the next regs.
JP, you're obviously keen to continue and working on something for this year.
I think that's a fair comment. Yes.
Yes. Good. Well, I think we want to see you out there.
Hey, make no bones. I want to be out there. It's a great championship, and some days you win, sometimes you don't. Matt knows this. Gordon knows this, and I love it. Each year, turn of the year comes, tail comes in the air, BTCC again. So if there's any opportunity for me to be out there to continue what I'm doing, we're all lucky lads. We get to race in a super championship. That's how we earn our living, and we should be thankful for that. And so, yeah, I look forward to having further dust-ups with these 2 reprobates in this year.
Be quick, be safe, and there's no point in me saying be clean. Enjoy it, won't you?
These 2 boys have got no chance of that, have they?
Well, we're all right at the moment because we
look
haven't
at
sat
you
in the
with your
car
halo
yet.
around your head.
We're talking.
That's right, isn't it?
Next to
I know.
I don't like Scottish people.
I say that normally when Jason and I sit this close, it's only in the steward's office. Or
Yes. Have a great year, guys. Thank you for talking to us. Ladies and gentlemen, Matt Neal, Jason Plato, and Gordon Shedden.
Thank you. Enjoy your day.
Thanks, guys. Cheers.